what do we have here?
Man, we got people telling you, me, we, on how we should do business here on 4th and 1. Okay. And that's none other than Ryan Clark. Mr. Clark, come here, boy. All right, so Ryan Clark takes it to X. And he tweeted, if someone shows you love, has you on their show twice a week, at least, you don't bring his known enemy on your show and allow your guests to talk ish about the person. That's not G at all. Loyalty is at a minimum these days. And Cam, he is referring to, obviously, Jason Whitlock coming on 4th and 1 and your relationship with Stephen A. Smith. And he said you shouldn't allow somebody to come on this show and talk about Stephen A. But Cam, talk about what goes on here at 4th and 1. It's a moment of silence, bro.
Okay, I had to take a moment of silence because I got to leave with love.
There you go.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Ryan Terry, you know, I rock with you.
Yep.
But just like in any household, just like any locker room, just like any situation where there's some type of brotherhood, we're going to have our disagreements.
For sure.
And this ain't no different. We just going to have to agree, to disagree.
Brotherly love, brother.
You go to Twitter, I go to 4th and 1.
Oh, we always got it done, brother.
We talked about it. He sent me a message. That's cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he went to Twitter. I was going to leave it at the conversation.
Yeah.
So therefore, he said his piece to the world.
What you going to do?
Now I say my piece to the world.
Okay.
So you mean to tell me that you going to tell me who me can and can't have on me platform?
Yeah. That's what he meant. My platform, but yeah.
No.
Yeah, you understand. Oh.
You gonna tell me who me can have on me platform? I don't go and say to you who you can have on your platform.
Yeah.
You understand what
I understand what you're saying.
And this is the thing, because this is just not about Ryan Clark, because I have so much respect and appreciation to my brother in content, to my brother as a former athlete, to my brother as a very well-spoken individual that has opened doors for the likes of me and the others.
Yeah.
But one thing that's not going to happen is a puppet string attached to my back.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera knew that. Jerry Richardson knew that. Gene Chizik knew that. Bill Belichick knew that. Every single coach, player that I've ever played with knew that. I'm going to do things how I want to do it. Respectfully.
Correct, yeah.
Don't micromanage me. Don't tell me what I can and can't do if this is the bylaws of the game that we playing. In this world of content, there's no such thing as loyalty.
Elaborate.
Loyalty, well, did you keep that same energy when Stephen A. Smith went on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn and Stephen A. had some strong opinions about LeBron James, given Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James' relationship? Did you say that then? Did you keep that same energy in regards to other individuals as if to say, Ryan Clark ain't never said nothing questionable about Cam Newton. Ryan Clark or Stephen A. Smith ain't never said anything about Cam Newton. Shannon Sharpe, a person who I'm very fond of, ain't never said nothing negative or questionable about Cam. Matter of fact, let's go even deeper. Deion Sanders, a person that ain't never said nothing questionable about me, whether I wanted to agree with it or not. It was something that needed to be said, and it was said. Did it have me in my feelings? I don't really have feelings when people have to do their job and they cover sports and they give their opinion and insight to said sport.
And I think that's a new outlook you have now, because obviously even when things were said as a player, Yeah, I think it did hit you in a way of like, dang, why would you say that?
But hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I said those 4 individuals.
Okay.
Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe, Deion Sanders,
Mm-hmm.
and Ryan Clark. Because those are the people who I listen to, who I respect.
Yeah.
African-American brothers in this media space, once upon a time, and they all had something negative to say about Cam. But what did Cam do? I didn't run a Twitter. I understand that comes with it. So you mean to tell me, hold on, Peggy, because this is the plot twist, the nipple twister, the knee slapper, the jaw jerker. You talk about people for a living, and you get mad when somebody talks about you.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it is.
Game, yeah.
We all have our own opinion.
So people gonna have their opinion about you.
Regardless. But what's not going to happen here is you tell me what I can and can't do on my platform. Given the circumstance to say, this was never about Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, let's clear that up. Set that record straight.
The reason why I decided to bring Jason Whitlock on 4th and 1 was because Jason Whitlock had strong takes that I wanted to talk man to man about it. And what better way to ease all that than through conversation?
And he had strong takes about you too. That's what
I'm sitting up here trying to tell you, Peggy.
Yeah.
So if we can't talk about it man to man, everything, man, I believe, everything that Martin Luther King stood for, everything that Malcolm X and everybody else stood for, Barack Obama stood for, it's all cap. Because if we can't talk about it, I don't care who you are. You ain't trying to talk, then you ain't trying to better the situation. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I look at it where it's my job as a creator to bring people together to have the uncomfortable conversation. Mm-hmm. No matter if it's gonna ruffle my feathers or ruffle their feathers. Yeah. I'm gonna have that conversation. That's just how I feel. I've always felt like that. I've always beat to my own drum and understood that, bro, that's just me.
Yeah.
I didn't have no ill intent for Jason to come on and have him speak all this nonsense about said person. He said a lot of things. Stephen A. Smith was the one that responded. Now, I also believe in this. Ryan Clark, hey, bro, you understand this. Let's go to the locker room, how we handle it in the locker room. All right? Something that we can both relate to. I come from every man should fight their own battle. My brother, that was never your battle to fight. So why did you run to Twitter to fight somebody else's battle? If you knew the real, you would have known that Stephen A. Smith and I are good. When I had to think, I was counseled to even say, hey, bro, reach out to Stephen A., dog. Did I? Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. And when you communicate with individuals and you say, hey, bro, this was really what it was. And when you hear their response, dog, I get it. You're doing a hell of a job. Now, there are some things that I wish you would have done, but I also, just like I told Stephen A. Smith, I said, bro, I use you, Shannon Sharpe, Deion Sanders, and obviously Ryan Clark as people to say, okay, they're doing it how I want to do it, or I could take what they're doing and put my own spin on it. I appreciate that. But y'all are doing something that I'm just now getting into.
Yeah.
I'm not a journalist.
Yet.
There's certain procedures and practices that you go about and you start to say like, hey, this is what I would have done. Mm-hmm. I didn't go to school. I'm just the person that loves to kind of have that conversation where it's like, but why though? No. I didn't know. It was a butt wild situation. I didn't know that story that he shared about 17 3-pointers or him at Winston-Salem State or this, that, and the third, or he lied about this. I didn't know it was a question to be had. And Peggy, we only got 20 to 30 minutes to have this conversation. We was 50 minutes in. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We were overtime.
It was so much that was happening that I'm starting to say to everybody, What you do on your platform is what you do on your platform. There's no right way or wrong way to create content. And as long as you're doing something that is garnering people's attention, you really winning. And every time I look up, and every time I look down, and every time I look to the right, and every time I look to the left, and every time you hear, welcome to 4th and 1, well, I always got it. It's getting people's attention.
Yeah. But let me say something, because I know you said the scoreboard is views, clicks. Because a lot of times, too, people will say, so you're going to sell your souls for views and clicks, and that's not even you. Mm-mm. So I don't want that to be taken out of context, too, because I know a lot of people can say that. But also, too, the biggest thing in a win is allowing people to get their voice heard and their true story. Not yours, not mine, but their truth, their own truth to be spoken on whatever platform that you are creating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think that is a big win. Whether it's your truth, whether it's their truth, my truth, whoever, it's whoever truth being able to be spoken without being muzzled.
I just like, when I see the tweets, that's cool. When we had our conversation, that's cool. And it's like, bro, it's all entertainment.
Yeah.
That's the one. I think the thing that looking at, I don't even call it what bothered me. It's not even what bothered. I just think he had the wrong selection of words. Bro, who I have on my platform does not have anything to do with loyalty, does not have anything to do with character, and it definitely doesn't have anything to do with integrity.
And then you didn't join in and start bashing.
I never did. Because I've seen the likes of the Arsenio Halls, the Jay Leno's, the Oprah Winfrey's have discussions with people that they had to allow their guests to speak, no matter if they agreed with it or not. So when that happens, brother, make no mistake about it. I'm going to always do me, always have done me, always have, always will.